Alright guys, fall is almost gone and we're getting ready to head into the winter months. Heading into the winter months offers opportunities for much more layering of your outfits to create more stylish overall fits. But to go along with those stylish fall and winter outfits, you of course need some stylish footwear. But Tyler, you already did a video on shoes. What are you talking about? Yes, I did, and that will be linked below and at the end of the video for anyone that wants to watch it. But for anyone that's new here, welcome to the channel. My name is Tyler Warlow. I go by The Mengineer, and I make videos on how to improve your life through your confidence, capabilities, and overall happiness. So while yes, I have already made a video talking about shoes in general, in today's video, I'm gonna be talking about one of my favorite types of shoes. And yes, you guessed it, those would be boots. This is such a wide-ranging category that I feel like it deserved its own video. So today I'm going to be talking about the top boots that every guy should own for their fall and winter outfits. If you stick around to the end of the video, I'm also going to be giving some of my quick fire tips that I have for boots. Coming in at number one are going to be some form of a lace-up combat boot. In particular, I'm pretty partial to the Doc Marten. And I'm partial to Doc Martens because these are a timeless style that go so well with so many different outfits. Another perk of them is that they are extremely comfortable to wear. They were actually originally designed as worker boots for workers that were going to be on their feet pretty much all day. So they were designed for comfort, and they've maintained that comfort throughout the years. One of the nice things about Docs is as they wear over time, they actually tend to look a little bit better. The wear gives the boots a sense of character, and a lot of times they can add to the edginess of the overall look of the boot. Now, one downside to the combat boot is that they are not the most versatile boot out there. They tend to be a lot more casual than most boots, and they can kind of be difficult to dress up, though not impossible. So I wouldn't be recommending them for any sort of formal occasions. But if you want to be able to have some boots that you can dress up for more formal occasions, you might like the next two boots on this list. But speaking of liking stuff, if you've liked this video so far, be sure to give it a like and subscribe, as it helps spread and grow the channel and helps people who might not know the information learn it. Thank you in advance, and let's move on with the video. The next type of boot that I'm going to recommend that any guy have is just a dressier, all-around boot. Make sure that they're made with some form of a nice leather, as this just adds to the overall style of the boot. I personally love a brown boot, as I feel like it can go with pretty much any outfit that you want to put together. And by having a clean and simple boot, you're giving yourself that versatility that we already talked about. You can either dress it down by pairing it with a pair of jeans or a flannel, but if need be, you could also pair it with a nicer pair of pants and a button-up shirt, and it would look just as good. Now, I will say that the one downside to this piece is it's not exactly going to be catching anyone's attention. Like I said, it's clean and simple. It does its job. It's meant to look good with pretty much any outfit, but you're not really going to be getting people asking questions about these boots, as they kind of are just a simple and plain boot. But I do think it's important to have in your wardrobe, as it adds that versatility and allows you to kind of go into multiple different situations with this boot. In terms of another option that you can either dress up or you can dress down, I'll bet maybe a little bit differently, is going to be a good Chelsea boot. These come in so many different styles that they can kind of almost have their own video, but personally, I like to use Chelsea boots as an opportunity to play with materials. There's a lot of really good options in terms of suede Chelsea boots. Again, the style is a timeless and versatile style, so you can either dress it down maybe with some chinos and a polo, or you can dress it up for a little bit more formal occasion. Due to their lack of laces, they actually have a pretty slim silhouette, which helps make it a lot easier to dress up with more formal outfits, as most formal outfits tend to have more of that slim silhouette. I will say though, it will take a little bit to get used to walking in them, as they don't have that same level of support that is offered by boots that have laces. The next type of boot that I'm going to recommend for everyone is to have some form of a a nice casual boot. I personally recommend looking into either a desert or a chukka boot if you're interested. Both of these styles are both timeless and versatile, again allowing you to either dress up the boot for fancier occasions or dress them down for more casual occasions. Another perk to both of those styles is that they can be worn across multiple seasons. And they tend to be made of a softer, more comfortable leather, have cushioned soles, and have a lightweight design. One of the downsides to this type of boot is they tend to not have a whole lot of support. So if you're someone who's going to be on their feet for a long period of time, these might not be the type of boot for you. Additionally, while I did say that you can dress them up a little bit, they really aren't going to be suited for the most formal occasions. So if you want something that's formal, you might want to go a different route. And finally, the last type of boot that I want to talk about that even I don't have in my wardrobe yet is some sort of a fun, outgoing boot. I of course recommend covering your bases with all the other boots that I mentioned first, but then begin to experiment a little bit. Each of the previous boots that I mentioned have so many unique styles and designs that people have given them over the years that you can pretty much find anything that's suited to your personal style. If you have the extra space and a little bit of extra cash, you should try getting something a little more adventurous. You could try playing with the material of the boot, the color, or even little accessories that tend to be on boots. Having a fun boot for casual settings will give you a real statement piece for your outfits, and it will make it so that you have some sort of conversation starter. So now we've covered the top 5 boots that I think every guy should own. And I promised y'all some of my personal tips for buying and getting your first pair of boots. So I'm just gonna jump into this and rapid fire them at you. First, pay for quality, not quantity. With boots, you generally want to have something that's going to be comfortable and something that's going to last you for years. So be willing to do a little bit of extra research and be willing to put forward a little bit of extra cash for that better craftsmanship. Don't go paying 60 bucks for a pair of boots that will fall apart in 6 months. Coming in at number 2, make sure that you check that your boots are waterproof before you go around wearing them outdoors in the rain. Just because a boot is made out of leather does not mean that the boot is waterproof. Do not make the same mistake that I did with my first pair of boots, where I thought because they were made out of leather that they were waterproof. I wore them out in the rain once and got permanent water stains on them. So don't make that same mistake. My next tip is make sure that you try them on and that you are picky about the boots that you are going to buy. This was another mistake that I made with my first pair of boots. It was the first pair of boots that kind of fit into the budget that I was looking for and matched a style that I was looking for. But when I tried them on, they did feel a little bit uncomfortable. But I went ahead and bought them anyway. And that was my mistake. They ended up being some of the most uncomfortable boots that I personally own. And I ended up having blisters on my feet for months. So make sure that you try on your boots, you walk around in them a little bit, and make sure that they feel comfortable to you before you go and buy them. And finally, make sure that you are taking the time every once in a while to maintain and clean your boots. Make sure that you learn how to clean them and polish them without damaging them. Knowing how to do this will extend the lifetime of your boot, allowing you to wear them for years to come, as well as keeping them looking fresh. But that's going to bring us to the end of today's video. If you found this video to be helpful or informative at all, please be sure to give it a like and subscribe. It helps the channel to grow and helps the information reach new people. Additionally, if you have any video ideas or thoughts of your own that you would like to see, please leave a comment down below. I try to respond to every single one of them. If you're interested in more videos where I talk about fashion, be sure to check out this video right here, where I talk about the top 5 shoes that every guy should own. If you're more interested in some of my most recent stuff, be sure to check out this video right here. But in the meantime, this is the Mengineer, signing off.